your host, Fatty Laffy Taffy, and my special guest, Showtime, Antoinette, right? Or
Yeah,
okay,
Showtime Arnett.
Arnett. So why don't
Yes.
you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us where you got your name. Let's
Uh,
that.
I got my name back in high school. My first year at North Central High School, I wanted to do TV production, and I joined this class called Radio TV, WJEL, which is 89.3, North Central's station. The first year I did that, I did it like I just came in with an explosiveness, and I did it so good that a lot of the inner city people here in Indy, um, they were calling me Showtime. So
Mm.
it really didn't stick. And then, like, by Magic Johnson being like my favorite player back then for the Lakers, between Magic Johnson and Larry Bird, I mean, everybody was a Magic Johnson and Larry Bird fan. So I like Larry Bird, but at the end of the day, Magic was the man. So, the Lakers, Showtime, you know, those were some good games. And I kind of put that with my TV uh, character, and just put Showtime Arnett in front of it, and it just took off. That first year, I won first place in the state for radio play-by-play, and that was my first year ever doing radio TV. I was also the only student to have I had a 2-minute segment aired on the school channel 18,
Mm.
and that was real big because no one back then was able to produce a show that was put on TV. So I've been doing shows and promoting since 14, 15 years old.
15, 14 years old. That's
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah. It just took a while for me to get to this level. And I just think it just took a lot of aspiration, hard work, and dedication.
Beautiful. So you named yourself.
Well, kind of, and then my teacher kind of named me at the same time. So it was kind of like they were thinking of the same thing I was thinking. So it was like it's kind of like ESP, like that manifestation type of thing where you manifest something or you want to create something and you have an idea. And I had the idea Showtime Arnett, and then my teacher was like Showtime Arnett. And then ever since my freshman year, that's what I've been called, and that's what everybody calls me.
That's beautiful. It's like you created your own identity at such a young age, but you had the influence to also push that.
Well, I think because by me being a sports guy, um, I used to watch the Pacers ever since I was like 10, 11 years old back in 1985.
Mhm.
And the first Pacer that I ever met was Clark Kellogg, who's now the announcer for the NCAA, Big Ten, or the NCAA March Madness. Clark Kellogg is one of the sports announcers. So Clark Kellogg was the first person I met, and I've always been around sports at a young age. My father played football overseas, and he played here. So at 4 years old, I was on the sidelines with my dad.
Mhm.
So like when you talk about Indiana sports, I have a lot of connections, and I'm tied to a lot of people, even NBA athletes and some NFL athletes as well.
Beautiful. So now I'm gonna get to the next question. So why don't you tell our viewers, our beautiful viewers, what you did, like different types of jobs that you worked to get to where you are right now.
Okay, well, after completing North Central, I went to Vincennes. Vincennes is, it's a school. I DJ'd there. I did radio and TV there as well, but I DJ'd every day after school. And here's the thing: it
Mhm.
wasn't a hip hop station, so
Mhm.
all the music I was playing was not generally urban music, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well,
So
what kind of music was it?
it was rock music, classic music, any type of music but urban. And I did that for 2 years. And that's because you have to transform your character to be able to adapt to to do or be knowledgeable about different things, different different lifestyles and different things like that. So
Right.
it gave me a really a wake up call, because there's a lot of country singers, a lot of classical singers that are really good. It's not just in urban music. It just depends on your type of flavor that you like to listen to. And
Definitely.
so,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go
No, and
ahead.
I was going to say from that point on, um, meeting like Reggie Miller when I was in high school, going to the Pacer games when he was there. I would be the first person to arrive at the Pacers when Reggie Miller gets out. Me and Reggie Miller established a beautiful relationship. He knows me right to this day. He knows Showtime Arnett. So um, I just put a positive mark not only on him, but a lot of Pacers that I'm friends with. Um, and from that point on, I became a ball boy. When I was a ball boy, um, after my freshman year, it gave me a lot of opportunity to talk with the players, because I got to get on the court with people like Charles Oakley, Ron Harper, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Charles Barkley. Like back then, these were the players that when I went to the game, I was on the court watching these guys warm up. So from that point on, I did an internship when I was in college, when I went to IUPUI here. After I did my internship at IUPUI, um, I was working still with Showtime Arnett, but not as my media company like I am now. So after I graduated, I went back, and they knew who I was, because I was not only a ball boy in grade school, but I also did an intern when I was in college. So then when I got out of college, um, they said that my media company, Showtime Arnett Sports Talk, I could do media for the Fever.
Mhm.
And I just completed my 4th year with the Fever doing
Wow.
media. So basically, all those steps led up to where I'm at now. So,
Right. It took a lot of steps for you to where you are now. But what did it like teach you? Like what lesson did you take from all of those different experiences and different jobs that you took to get to this point?
well, I think that experience that it teaches you is to work hard, because nothing is given free. Even though you're around these NBA players and executives, GMs, I'm building relationships with them.
Right.
Not only am I working with these people, but I'm also building relationships with people like Donnie Walsh, Larry Bird, Jermaine O'Neal, Lance Stevens, Paul George, George Hill. All those guys I've named, I built relationships with. Steven Jackson, um, Al Harrington. So it's like, you see, I'm a Colts and I'm a Colts and I'm a Pacers fan. I love my hometown, and I just love working with the Fever. I love doing media day for the Pacers. I did media for the Colts this year. It was my first time doing the Colts camp this year, and I had a fun time. It was something different, because this is my media company, and for the first year doing something, the experiences, I'm telling you, it's really it's the gratification doesn't speak enough, because you put your heart and soul into your craft, into what you love to do. And what you love to do is to either talk about sports, or to prepare for sports, or to do production, or to be an engineer. Whatever your job is, like, I do it well. Like, I know behind the scenes, I know on the scenes. So I think with the experience and the knowledge that I've gained, which was the question you asked me, I
Yeah.
think that it makes me a disciplined and focused person to achieve my goals at a higher level than what anyone else does. And that's what I'm doing right now. Is it's a lot more I have to talk about too. So we'll just keep going.
Yeah, that's beautiful. So like all those different experiences led you to where you are right now, and it helped you grow, and you will continue to grow with those connections that you have built over the years. And now my next question is um how are those different experiences, how are you going to use those different experiences like in the future, like in the world, to influence other people, and not just like young people, but also older people and just like different generations?
Well, I think for number one, the platform that I have is a very blessed platform.
Mhm.
Um, this past 6 months, I became an NBA marketing agent. I have two clients, and both of my clients are NBA draft eligible for 2024.
Mhm.
But one of my clients will be participating in the NBA draft this year. I'm very excited. This is something that I never would dream of being an NBA marketing agent and also having my own media company. The benefit of having my own media company is I can get media access to any game. I just have to call ahead of time and put my name on the list. Um, that goes for out of town. Like I'm getting ready to go to the Senior Bowl in Alabama here within a week.
Wow.
Um, and that's kind of the job that I kind of put myself in is like, when you do this job, you also have to travel. So you also have to have a little discipline to save money so that you can be able to pay for your hotel expenses, your flight expenses, your gas expenses, your food expenses, and all those types of things because this business isn't cheap.
Oh yeah.
Um, you have to invest in what you want to do. I think I've invested enough time in the years from just being around NBA athletes, being around, my dad who played, semi-pro football for the Raiders back in the day, and he has a ring to prove it. So it's like, every day as a kid, looking at my father's finger and looking at that championship ring, made me want to go to the military, fight for my country. I went to Korea. I was in the Persian Gulf. Also, I played basketball on the Army post team. We won the
Wow.
championship over there, and also I fought in
Mhm.
the war a little bit. So not only am I a media company, but I'm a soldier. I'm a retired veteran. So
Wow.
I love, I love what my country has to offer. But then, sometimes, everyone has to agree to disagree.
Mhm.
Um, I appreciate you just having me on the show, just so I can kind of, let the people know um, where I'm coming from as a entrepreneur, because we haven't even got to the juicy part yet. But I'm just leading up to that. I just think that everything prepares you for life.
Yeah.
I'm a faithful guy. I don't know if you guys can see my crosses and my chains, but I believe in God, Jesus Christ. I believe in faith. I don't try to push religion on anyone. Uh, as far as the question you asking me with the youth and the kids,
Mhm.
um, on my social media page, I do a lot of younger kid events. I do the little league football, the little league basketball, the little league baseball. So
You.
I do go to those events and I do film. I don't charge, and that's the thing about it. I've been doing this for well, this is the fifth year, but for the last 4 years, I've been filming, going to games for free, not charging a parent, not charging a player, anything, because that's just a love I have. And that love got me a studio in downtown Indianapolis, which no one that I know as a black man has a sports studio as his own downtown. And I mean, the whole building is mine. I mean, on the second floor, as I should say. So I just think that's a big accomplishment. And the reason why I said for a black man, because, in Indiana, um, things everyone has a different viewpoint. Okay.
Yeah.
And when people have a different viewpoint, people don't see eye to eye. And I think in the scenario with me, um, just trying to get an understanding on what is asked of me to do.
Mhm.
It's instead of trying to make it seem like I'm a showboater or I'm this or I'm that. Um, yes, I like being in the spotlight because I know how to handle that.
Right.
Um, I think a lot of people take that as being arrogant. A lot of people might think of that as being cocky or who does he think he is? But everyone has to protect themselves, and I'm just protecting myself. And I just respect others' opinions. As long as those viewpoints and those opinions, you know, I don't care what you say about me. I just feel like everyone has a point to where you block those types of things out,
Mhm.
um, and you kind of just move on. So,
Yes. I definitely want to make a comment, but we're going to take a short break. I need to do a commercial. Now you're watching Everyday People live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and other social media platforms. Please don't forget to like, don't forget to share and follow and subscribe. And thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest station in the world. And don't forget to hit my Cash App to support and also sponsor the show at capital J 1122 33 capital W. And so let's go back to the viewers and go back to your beautiful, beautiful story. What you were saying. I wanted to add is that karma plays a big role in the things that you do. And you were saying that you do things for the children, and you record sports shows and things like that for free, and you always get that back. Don't it's always like when you put out like good karma, it comes back to you. And you've seen it like with your studio and the blessings of that coming in. And it's always the people that I bring on the show, you guys are like all go-getters. And especially you're definitely a go-getter, and you're a go-getter from a young age, and it led you to be an entrepreneur. And let's tell our audience, our audience, like, how does it feel to be an entrepreneur and working for yourself after working all of these jobs that you've done to get to where you are?
well, I think to get to where I am, it takes hard work and dedication.
Yes.
My screensaver, if you guys can see that, it
Uh-huh.
shows the athletes I've been with, from Lisa Leslie to George Gervin, Ryan Hollins, Amari Stoudemire, Jermaine O'Neal, Ryan Hollins. So every day that I wake up,
Mhm.
these are the people that I see, because these are the people that I want to associate with.
Right.
And by me associating with former players, even to this day, it keeps me grounded.
Mhm.
I don't really think I'm an ordinary person. I think I'm just a person that God put here on earth, just like you, me, and everybody else. I think everybody is born with a gift. You just have to tap into the gift that you're born with. The gift with me is I'm a sports guy. A lot of people, you know, sports is an outlet to get out and to exert energy, to show people what you can do. Whether it's soccer, tennis, volleyball, basketball, whatever. The analytics and the logistics of just having the knowledge of the game, no matter what game it is, it gives you that momentum, that swing to just, that you want to just it's an adrenaline rush. Every sports player can tell you that, even women, growing up, when you play basketball, baseball, whatever, you're learning at a young age. When you get older, you try to perfect and you try to craft it.
Right.
I crafted my skills. I had a chance to play basketball overseas, came back, received a letter from Duke, received a letter from Michigan, Northwestern, Eastern Kentucky, Savannah State, Georgia State, Columbus State. But I chose to go to a Catholic school in Silla because I wanted to learn about Catholic, the Catholic way of Jesus Christ.
Mhm.
So I just think that when I did that, it gave me a whole different outlook on life, because it's like everyone has different views. Everyone's entitled to their views.
Mhm.
I think what helped me is I've had a lot of mentors. And when I say mentors, a lot of my mentors are people that we see on TV every day. One of my mentors is Quinn Buckner. Quinn Buckner played on the last undefeated national championship team for the IU Hoosiers. That's a fact. I feel like having relationships with all of the sports reporters that's here, from Anthony Calhoun from Channel 8 to Dave Calabro from Channel 13, Rich Nye, Charlie Clifford. Taylor Tannenberg, like all of these people are sports anchors, and I know them, and they know me. So it's
Mm,
just like tonight, like I'm going to one of the biggest games tonight, the City game, and two of the guys that are playing against each other are
mm,
top 50 in Indiana, and both of them have invitations to the Michael Jordan McDonald's game in Chicago.
mhm.
So I just put myself around the atmosphere that I want to be in, and that goes for the choices that we make in life.
Definitely.
Um, if you want to be around people that do certain things, that's what you're going to be around. If you want to be around people that are positive, people that are upscale, people that don't talk about nobody, you know, those are the people that you hang around. You know, if you want to hang around just everyday average people where you guys get up and you do the same thing every day, you
Mhm.
know, I can't keep doing the same thing every day.
Yeah, same
You
here.
know, you can't, you're not going to grow as a person if
Right,
you keep doing the same thing or being with the same people every day. You
right.
know, I think within this past 2 years, I've done a lot more traveling.
Mhm.
Uh, I've done a lot more soul searching. I've done a lot more praying to God about, you know, my direction in life.
Right.
Um, I don't wish bad on anyone, on any race or any religion. Um, I just don't like sometimes when others are put in situations where people have trauma behind a life taken or someone just being in a situation that they can't get out of.
Right.
I just feel like as a soldier, you know, there were a lot of things that they put us under, you know, like going to the gas chamber, taking your mask off, breathing actually the real gas.
Wow.
Yes, you
Wow.
have to really breathe that real gas because here's the thing,
Uh-huh.
in the training, you have to know that if you're in a deployed situation, like we were in the Persian Gulf over there. So if we're walking in, we're in a formation, and formation means we're in a line
Mhm.
and everybody is so far from each other, right?
Right.
And if we're walking in a place and we start, our nose starts running, or our mouth starts, you know, watering, our eyes starts tearing up,
Mhm.
that means we've hit a gas area. That means we need to put our gas mask on, because those are the first symptoms. No matter what type of chemical it is, your reactions are going to be coughing instantly, and you're just going to start foaming at the mouth. And if you reach those two components within 2 minutes, you
Mhm.
know that you're in a biological a situation where you need to get out of. Because if not, and I'm telling you, within 30 to 45 seconds of you breathing, that can kill you. So
Wow.
you have to put on the gas mask and you have to clear it, because if you don't get clean air, that's what they tell us. That's how fast it can kill you. You
Wow.
know,
You guys are like trained. But like that's scary though. Like were you scared when you were going through that training?
you know what? I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I was scared. I'm in the military.
Right.
They teach us how to survive. And when I mean how to survive, if we were in a war, they teach us how to do what we need to do to make sure the opponent or the opposition doesn't retaliate. And whatever that is, we have to do that. So you figure everyone that's been in any type of military, no matter if it's Army, Navy, Marines, or Air Force,
Mhm.
you're trained to do a certain job if war were to happen. So you take all of those people that you train, like myself,
Mhm.
and then you deploy them back to regular life. A lot of people like myself can't handle that trauma. I'm just going to be honest with you,
Mhm.
because they're dealing with the demons from being in the war. They're
Mhm.
dealing from the demons of having one of our friends get killed.
Right.
It's just a lot of things that a lot of people have to overcome. I had help. I had a psychologist. I had everything, because when I first came home, it was a lot on my mind. You know, a
Right.
lot of people, you have to detox for at least a year, because you're thinking about everyday survival when you're over there. You know, it's not like now. You're sitting there comfortably. Your engineer is sitting there comfortably. I'm sitting here comfortably. When you're over there, every second, every minute matters. You know what
Right.
I mean? From
Yeah.
what you eat, And this is to what you eat, to how you sleep. Because here's the thing, they could sneak up on you at any time. The enemy has no, well, we're going to attack at 2 in the morning. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's any given thing. So I've always prepared myself, and this is one of my things even to now. I've always prepared myself to treat others as others treat you. If someone treats me nasty, sometimes, yeah, I might snap back because I might not be in a good mood that day. But 90% of the time, I'm trying to diffuse the situation
Right.
because you can't be, you can't have a hostile attitude and think that you're going to be able to interview or even be with all of the people I just showed you.
Mm-hmm.
Those are millionaire athletes that we see on TV every day,
Right.
Hall of Famers. And it just goes to show you that somebody that doesn't work for another network, I work for myself, that I'm already established in California with the WGA, which stands for Writers Grant of America.
Mm-hmm.
That means that my Showtime Arnett Sports Talk Show, I can go anywhere with it.
Right. That's you.
So yeah,
You
I'm ahead of the game by a lot. Yeah.
you're saying a lot of things because like some of our viewers could be veterans, and you're literally like also like healing them from your experience and sharing your experience with everyone, and how that helped you. Like I wanted to ask you, like, meeting all those people that you've met, do you think like it brought your consciousness to a higher level?
Yeah. Come on now. I met George Gervin twice, the Iceman. Ask anybody. The Iceman, finger roll, like our dads were watching the Iceman play. He's a legend. I met him twice. I met Michael Jordan. I met Bird. I met Magic. I met Isaiah Thomas. Uh, the only person that I really didn't get to meet was Kobe Bryant.
Uh-huh.
That was probably one of the athletes I really, really wanted to meet, but I never got to meet him. Um, but as far as everyone else, I seen Shaq, I seen Charles Barkley, I seen Allen Iverson, um, Terrell Owens. Like, not only does a confidence, you build up confidence, but I'm a tall guy. I'm 6'5". So I'm not a short guy. Plus, I have a little, I have a little, as the young people say, I have a little swag about myself. So when you have a little swag about yourself,
Mhm.
you're confident in what you say.
Right.
I'm 6'5", so I'm looking these athletes right in the eye.
Mhm.
Um, they feel me because they know where I'm coming from. I know when an athlete's in a good mood, and I know when he's not in a good mood. Um,
Oh.
I just know that just by being around, working with the Pacers and hanging around Reggie Miller, Dale Davis, Antonio Davis, Rick Smits, those guys. See, that's the guys I grew up around. Haywood Workman, Vern Fleming, Travis Best, those are the guys that I was in the locker room with. So I can relate to those guys because those guys are kind of my age.
Right.
I just feel like having relationship with these guys, it keeps you motivated because you want to be in their shoes. You want to be able to travel and you want to be able to do the necessary things like they do. You
Right.
just have to put yourself in the situation on a different level. I mean, I'm not an NBA player, but I have a talk show and I'm an NBA marketing agent with 2 clients, which I'm getting more. But I just feel like if anyone wants to be successful in life, you have to listen to yourself on what you want to do. You can't worry about what other people want to say or how they feel about your idea. Take your idea and keep it going. It took me a long time to get my building, you know,
Mhm.
and to have a building downtown. It's, the heavyweight champ came to my building, Layman Brewster, the IBF WBO former heavyweight champ.
Mhm.
And he was so excited to see my studio because he's like, he's never seen this before, especially coming from, like I said, someone like me.
Right.
A lot of people here in Indiana, they don't give people don't give each other credit just for doing the good thing. You know, it's
Everywhere.
always a competition, you
Yes.
know, and I don't think it's competition when people are trying to accomplish the same thing, and that's to make money to feed your family. I'm not in no competition trying to take money out of your pocket. I have a
Right.
family that I have to feed.
Right.
So if that's going to cause you to have an attitude, that's how a lot of young people make the mistake because they're not mentally sound. They want to pull the gun and use a gun because they feel like that's the, you know, that's the resolution to the problem.
Right.
Excuse me. So I've learned a lot.
Mhm.
Coming from a father that was in Vietnam, you have to you have to consider what I've been through as a kid.
Mhm.
So not only did I know what I want, but dad was in Vietnam, and you can ask anybody, whatever parent was in Vietnam
Uh-huh.
or whatever type of war, they don't have it all when they come back. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Right. Did you find the support when you came back?
um, I
Like,
found it, but at the same time, I'm not gonna lie. A lot of girls when I first came back,
uh-huh.
I they kind of made fun of me because they were like, people making fun of you because you've been through a war, but then they want to say, well, what's wrong with you? Do you have PSTD or do you have this or do you have this or you have that? And it's like because a person, you know, like when I first came back from the military, I couldn't stand still. Like I
Mhm.
couldn't sit here and hold this laptop like this. I would have to move it side to side, up and down, because my nerves were so bad just from leaving. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like a lot of these pictures that we see for the movies on TV, they are so real. Some of these movies are so real. Sometimes I cry
Mhm.
because it reminds you of just being in that moment. And a lot of these directors are really putting their heart, blood, sweat, and tears into these movies, and
Right.
it's becoming reality. Some of these war movies is like I can't watch them, because it puts my mind to a not the Showtime level, but I have to defend myself, if that makes sense. And I don't like
Yes.
to think about that. I like to think about the future because, you know, some war pictures I might watch, but at the end of the day, um, retired veterans like myself, they don't like to go through that back trauma, and the back trauma is reliving what we went through. And that's all I can say about that.
So you didn't find the support that you needed when you came back.
From my parents, yes, but I guess from the outside and you looking in,
Yeah.
everybody was just kind of like, happy I came back. But it was, like I said, my family was okay, but I didn't really hold a relationship to maybe a year after I came home,
Mhm.
so I had to get adapted. I was gone for 3 years, and then I did a tour in Korea 1 year. So, um, you ain't seen your mom in over a year and a half, 2 years. When you first come home, you're gonna cry because you ain't seen your mom in 2 years, and your brother done got older, and it's like a lot of things happen. The transformation, and God always says, the days that come for you, if you live the days righteous by God, you shall prosper.
Right.
So I just look at it in that way. I got a lot going on, and I just thank God that I just had this opportunity to have my own company, and also to be a marketing agent for two clients. Man, I'm excited for April. You know,
Yes.
because if
I'm
my
excited
client gets
too. How did
because here's the thing that I think I bring to this show. Not only do I have my own media company, not only have I been working with a lot of sports figures, but I'm friends with Richard Pryor's son, Mason Pryor.
Mhm.
Mason Pryor is the one who got me to go to the Floyd Mayweather Conor McGregor fight. If
Uh-huh.
it wasn't for Richard Pryor's son, um, all of this probably wouldn't have started with Showtime Arnett, because that's where all of those pictures that you seen on my phone, some were in Vegas and some were here, because I did the Big Three, which was Ice Cube's event. I did media there and in Vegas, and I also got to do the media here. And I also wrote an article, which is on my website, ShowtimeArnettSportsTalk.com. So if you guys want to go to my website and check it out, it's ShowtimeArnett.com. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I learned a lot, man. Like I said, a lot of mentors, including my dad. I'm a church guy. I watch online church service every Sunday. I just right now I'm not really comfortable going back into the church because this COVID is so real. I lost a lot of people, family members, and it's to the point to where, you know, I'm gonna just go to my events, wear my mask because I don't sit in the crowd when I do my sports. I'm standing on the sideline or standing on the basket, and I don't come in contact with a lot of people. So even though I have my booster shot, I still want to be safe. We just had a friend die last week of COVID, and he was only a couple years older than me, like 49, 50. So
young.
yeah, it's young, and then it goes to show you that this COVID is still real. You know, after 2 years, 3 years of this COVID-19, it's still here, and a lot of people they're not taking it seriously, and I am. I mean, I just want to live, man. I just want to just wake up every day until I reach my goals. I haven't reached all my goals yet, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you still have a long way.
Yeah, it's hard work and dedication, and I appreciate that. I do, truly.
Definitely. We will continue after the commercial. You're watching Everyday People with host Patty Laffy Taffy and our beautiful, beautiful guest, Showtime Arnett. And you're watching live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Twitter, and top social media platforms. Like and follow, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest TV in the whole entire nation. And don't forget to hit my Cash App to support and sponsor the show at capital J 112233 capital W. And let's continue. Okay, so you've done beautiful things, right?
Yes.
Now I want to talk about what other talents do you have other than like the sports? Do you have any other hobbies or talents that you also like, you know, that plays a big role in your life right now?
Yes. What I do is I play the Xbox. You know, I'm a gamer. I got the Xbox right here in front of me. So when I get off with you guys, I'm gonna play a quick game before I go to this game. I like the X. I like bowling. I like model cars. I like putting model cars together. I like
what kind of cars?
I like the model cars you put together with the
yes. Oh, those with
it takes you like 2 hours to put one car together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I did 13 of those in my studio.
Wow.
Because I wanted to get back focused. And before I got the studio, I was doing the cars. And before I even opened it, I told myself I wanted to do 13 cars because I was born on the 13th. But I just did one more over because when you start doing those cars, I didn't have no music. I didn't have no internet. My phones were turned off. It was just me in a quiet room working with these model cars and just focusing, paying attention to detail, because these are the things when you get older, these are some of the things that you falter on as older adults or the basic things. Yes. So I want to keep my wits sharp. I'll be traveling, again this summer. So I'm just excited about life. I'm excited about my future. I have a TV show I'm working on. And that's real big because that's going to be in 29 counties, over 1 million viewers. That's why I said, I think that's the reason why I think I bring a little bit more hot sauce to the show, because I'm working on a TV show, which is going to be Showtime Arnett Sports Talk. And basically the show objective is to find former NFL, NBA, WNBA players, go to their house, interview them, talk about what they're doing now, something of that nature. And then also just different people that I know that are successful here in Indianapolis. So I got a lot on my hands. I'm trying to put together a TV production crew, plus maintain my 2 clients that I have, being agents for them guys, plus my business. So as you can see, like, even when I get off the phone here, I got both my phones are blowing up right now. So I'm gonna have to really take care of these couple of texts that I have here shortly, because like I said, that's how my day's been. I've been so busy. I like it, but when you have to do everything for yourself,
Right.
it gets frustrating, but the reward is just being your own boss. And that's what it comes down to, is just being your own boss, and, having the necessary people that you can interview. I did an interview today. My podcast is in 13 countries, and it's also on 8 platforms. So I just feel like, just with that being said, numbers don't lie. People
Don't.
do. So that's one of my mottos I'm starting to say now, when it comes to my podcast, because I didn't think that my podcast was going to reach 13 countries. I'm just going to be real honest with you. I'm just talking about sports, and for my podcast to be in here, just real quick, for my podcast to be in 13 countries. Like the other day when I went to my podcast, I looked and I was like, how's my podcast doing numbers? Okay. So when I clicked on it, it said my audience detail, right?
Yes.
So, and this is just what it's saying on my phone, right?
Right.
Germany, Pakistan, Canada, Romania, United Kingdom, Mexico, New Zealand, Norway, Netherlands, Philippines, Ireland, Lebanon, and then my people in the Bahamas.
Wow.
So
Congratulations.
yeah. So I think just by me having that podcast, by me being a marketing agent, like, I'm offering a lot more than just a regular person. And also I'm giving back. I sent a pair of shoes to Africa for a person on Facebook that was following me. And by his hard work and dedication, I bought him some LeBrons and Kyrie Irvings, and I sent them over to Africa. It took a month for him to get it, but at the end of the day, I did a service to someone that really needed it. Now I got a lot of people inboxing me about, hey sir, can you send me some shoes? And that's kind of what I want to do, is build a foundation for myself to where we can have we can send shoes for those guys to be able to, play, in comfortable shoes. So
that's
yeah.
It really is.
I'm glad that you had me on this platform so that I can, let everyone know what I do, because, like, when you have a platform like this, I'm kind of known here in Indiana. I'm not like one of those people that you can say, who doesn't he know? I know everybody from city officials to, to the players, and it shows that when you can have that many relationships with people, what does that tell you about that person? That person is a fun person to be around. That's why I'm on WJZZ Cool TV.
Right. To me, it feels like you have a really, really big imagination, and that's the reason why I wanted to have you on the show. I wanted you to share the beauty of your life with our viewers. And it takes time to get to where you got, but it took all of those different challenges for you to get there, and to share the journey with all of us. It's a beautiful thing, and
Man, it's beautiful. Yes, ma'am.
It really is. Now, what advice do you have for like our viewers that want to like start their own like, because the way, I mean, I'm listening to you and all I hear is like you basically like manifested your whole entire life, and it's people that you watched on the TV over and over again, and then now you're sitting with them, you're talking to them, you're hanging out with them. You know what I mean? It's like you manifested those people to come into your circle.
Right. I that's kind of what it is. You said it all, and that's how my life has been. Um, I just feel like, um, yeah, I heard of Brian DJ. I heard of him. Yes, yes. One of your viewers just said, "Does your guest know Brian DJ Boy with FHL Bank of Indianapolis?" I think I've heard of him. I got to do my research. Um, I just like it because here's the thing. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
DL Hughley, you know who DL Hughley is, right?
Yes.
He's one of the famous comedians.
Yes.
DL Hughley came to Indianapolis. He did a comedy show downtown at Crackers. Crackers was where comedians come, they can do their act, and as they're doing their act, you can order food and order drinks, right?
Uh-huh.
After the show, I talked to DL Hughley and I told him who I was. And when I told him who what my name was, he was like, Showtime Arnett. He said, man, that's a catchy name. He said, man, you're gonna be somebody one day. That's exactly what he said. And I said, man, I'm trying, I'm praying. He said, man, with a name like that, he said, that's a catchy name. So the reason I brought that up because I asked him about Spike Lee because I love Spike Lee. I just think what Spike Lee's done from the time 85 to 2022, Spike Lee's done a lot, not only for film, but just for blacks in general, education, all of that. So I asked him about Spike Lee's Kings of Comedy because he was on Spike Lee's Kings of Comedy. He said Spike Lee came to his door. Now, check this out. Spike Lee went to D.L. Hughley's door. D.L. Hughley didn't even know he was coming in. Surprised him. Spike Lee came in there with a bag. So he's like, damn, Spike Lee coming over. He's like, what's going on? He's like, am I missing something? So he said, Spike Lee said, well, hey, man, you want to do this, comedy show? So he was like, what type of comedy show? So long story short, Spike Lee came in there and offered him between, I think it was 50 to 75,000 in cash so that they can do the show, the Kings of Comedy. That Kings of Comedy, as you know, Steve Harvey, Bernie Mac, Cedric the Entertainer, and DL Hughley. Those four. So, like I said, I got so many stories. It's just being with people like that, being with, like Steven Jackson giving me knowledge, or Dale Reed used to play for the Colts giving me knowledge, or just talking to maybe Lance Stevenson one time or Paul George a couple times. It's like when people see what you're doing, they're going to be like, oh, okay, I see him here in Vegas. Like when Al Harrington and them guys see me in Vegas at the Big Three, that's when they started, okay, because I went to school with Al Harrington's brother. His brother's name is Harvey Harrington. He went to IUPUI with me. And as you know, Al Harrington played for the Pacers. He played for the Knicks. And now he has one of the largest cannabis in the world, made over 30 to 40 million dollars his first year doing it. So he was telling me he was in the wrong business. And so I was just like, the whole time he was in the NBA, he made more money. He made more money. Okay. He made more money in the sale of Viola, which is, the marijuana, and then in the basketball. So it's like, my thing is when you're around people like that, and this is just me, they see the type of heart that you have. I have a pure heart. I'm not shady. I'm not no snake. I'm going to stand on my 10 toes. If someone brings beef to me, I try to avoid it at all costs because I know what I can do. but people still want to try you. So
Definitely.
I have to I have to put myself in position to excel above that. Means I have to focus and I have to read more. I have to
Right.
challenge myself to be a better person, not only on the inside but on the outside. Two is maybe I don't draw that type of negativity, because when you walk a good line, you don't you don't draw negativity. You know what I'm saying? You
Right.
draw positive people like yourself, people
Yes.
like Reggie Miller, people like Donnie Walsh, Larry Bird. You don't establish relationships with them people if you have a negative attitude. Having a negative attitude, you're not going to think straight to even know what to say to these type of people. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? So you
Right.
have to have, like yourself, you're doing a show, you have people that come on your show that you interview because you let them be the guest on your show to expose what they can do.
Right.
Um, this was an opportunity, like I said, that I'm thankful for, because you know I've told my story a couple times, and it's when I tell it, it feels like it doesn't seem surreal because I'm always watching other people tell their stories,
Right.
but I have a lot to say, and I'm glad that you allowed me the time to give your guests the verbatim that I just gave.
Definitely. I really, really appreciate you accepting the invite. And for our viewers, I was thinking I really want to hear those beautiful stories that you have about the different people that you've met. And for our audience, please comment below if you want to see Mr. Showbiz, so Mr. Showman, and Arnett. If you want to see him again on the show, please comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to share. Don't forget to follow. And I just want to say you're watching You're watching Everyday People with your host Fatty. Make sure you like. Make sure you follow. Make sure you subscribe. Thank you for watching WJZZ Cool TV, the coolest TV on the station in the world. And I just want to end by saying, what is your advice to our viewers? Because
Um,
yes, your advice.
I think my advice to the viewers is, I guess you have to have faith. You have to pray.
Yes, faith.
I think if you don't pray, you have to pray not only for yourself but for your family. Don't
Mhm.
just pray for yourself, because you know what you can do. Pray for others that need the prayer. Because I'm gonna tell you, and this is just me. I pray so many times for other people. All my blessings are coming in. This within the last 6 months. This is what I've accomplished. An NBA marketing agent, two clients, one client about to go to the NBA, my own media company, and I'm creating my own TV show that's about to be seen in 29 states, 29 suburbs here in Indiana, which
Beautiful.
means 1 million viewers. You
Yes.
don't do that, and you don't be the type of person that I am. That's the reason why I'm on a low radar, because I just feel like I'm coming out, but I'm coming out at the right time.
Right.
I don't think that, when people hear my story, like I had a conversation with ESPN. I talked to the producers there. They said, "Wow, you have a lot. You've been through a lot." Yeah. Even with Kevin Garnett. See, here's a story with Kevin Garnett. Everybody know KG played for Minnesota. He played for the Boston Celtics. His homeboy used to go with my sister, Malik Sealy. Malik Sealy played at St. John's. Malik Sealy was in an accident.
1 minute
Oh,
left, and then it's sorry. 1 more minute left. Go ahead. Continue.
no, I was just saying Malik Sealy was in an accident. He used to talk to my sister. I was real close with KG and Malik Sealy. So that's just what I'm saying. Just like, I think my advice is to stay true to yourself, stay true to what you believe in, and always have faith in yourself. And when you need that support, just listen to your mom and dad only. Listen to your mom and dad only. Nobody else input matters on what you do but your parents. You
Thank you
know?
said, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for watching Everyday People with your host Fatty Laffy Taffy and our beautiful, beautiful guests. Go ahead, announce your name.
Showtime Arnett, Showtime Arnett Sports Talk Show.com. If you guys want to look me up on Instagram, it's Showtime Arnett. Twitter, Showtime Arnett. Facebook, it's J Arnett. So I have a Showtime Arnett, and also I have a J Arnett. So you guys check my page out. I ain't gotta lie. Numbers, it's there. It's in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding, people. You'll see when you go to my page. I ain't even gotta brag.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Salute.